There's a pop. Is that the target species of the day? I believe it is. What's happening, rod benders? Back again today. Gonna try and catch us some big old crappie. Got a helicopter going on. Trying some new things with the video. Gonna try and upgrade to 1080p, 60 frames per second. See if we can pull that off. I'll mention that right here if it works, but you probably noticed that already because the video looks better, or not. We'll see. Going after some big fall crappie from the bank. Got my waders on. I'm out here on the peninsula. I wanted to see what the water looked like before I picked what bait I was going to go with, but it's nice and clear, so Bobby Garland's a 2-inch Kitex. Gonna try and catch a new PB crappie today. Stay with us. Please like the video, subscribe to the channel if you've done so already. Thank you very much. And without further ado, let's get on some crappie. Okie dokie. Got me a little dry spot to put my bag so I don't have to wear it. That's always nice. I'm going to start out with a 2-inch Kitex Sexy Shad. As you can see, this is a pretty good clear water color. There's not a whole lot going on with this dude. Got a 16-ounce jig head, fresh knot, and we're going to load this dude on here. Just match him up straight, that way you can see where the hook needs to come out. About a 1/4 inch from the end of this little slot they put on the back of these things. There we go, nice and straight. I'm also gonna take my pliers, my cheap garbage pliers. Thanks to Ashley for hooking me up with these. She knows I don't deserve quality equipment because I'm just gonna drop it in the water at some point. She hooked it up. There we go. Opened up that bend just a couple of degrees, so it's just above the eyelet. And we're going to make sure our bag's not sitting in the water. There we go. Let's get after them. Waders aren't just for lakes and for rivers and creeks. You can use them to gain better access to places and little ponds and lakes, wade in off the shore, give you that angle for your dangle that you desperately need to maximize your fish catching. So let's get after them. Water's super clear even though we had a bunch of rain. I like to let that thing sink down to the bottom. Watch my line the whole time. If there's a pop or a jerk, I'll go for a hook set. Oh, something grabbed a hold of it, probably a bluegill. I'm glad we didn't catch him. I don't like catching a fish on the first cast. Call me superstitious. I think it's bad luck. I don't know. Just slow reeling it. Letting that little paddle tail do its thing. I like letting it go to the bottom. Sometimes you get hit on the fall. bass, bluegill, crappie, they all like doing that. My line slacks up, that's how I know I'm on the bottom. So it's probably about 10 feet deep out there. There's a bite, maybe. Yeah, I think we got us a crappie. Could be a bass. Yeah, bass dude. We don't discriminate. Catch them all. That's why it's fun fishing for crappie. You never know what you're going to catch. It's a pretty decent little bass. See him in that clear water, putting on a show. He was right off the bottom. Got him in the corner of the mouth. That looks good. You like that? Come here, bud. Let's get a hold of it. Yeah. All right. Cool. Right in the corner of the mouth. Bass. Yeah. Yeah, largemouth. Yeah. Yes, sir. Yeah. Yeah, I just got here about 10 minutes ago. It's a nice bass. We're gonna let him go. Yeah, it drops off right here. Sorry about that, y'all. I was talking to a gentleman with whom I was conversing on fish brain earlier. I know from experience, me yelling at people isn't always the best makings of a video. He's got his 4-year-old boy out here teaching the next generation. Wished them luck. They wish me luck. I'm back in the water trying to see what we can catch. Making my way back to that bag since old bluegill bit my tail off. Figured I'd make a few casts on the way. There's a bite. That might be a crappie. That felt like a crappie bite. A little thumper. That bluegill dude. It's a good one. I told you these good bluegills get a hold of this thing no problem. See him out there. Big old bluegill. That's a good one. Big old female bluegill. She ain't messing around. Let's let her go. Cool. Fun fish to catch, those bluegill. They're about to go to bed for the winter. I don't know how to catch them in the winter. I've tried. I'm sure it's just a matter of finding them and putting a worm in front of their face, but I don't really know where they live in the winter. Probably down deep. It's like a moral obligation for me to catch something on this Kitech after they bite my tail off. It makes me feel a lot better about it, knowing that the lure will still catch something, even incomplete. Here's another bite. What do we have here? I'm not even going to guess, because obviously I don't know. Another big old bluegill. I think that's a boy this time. That's a bull. Look at him, how fat he is. Dang. That's a juicy specimen. Big old bluegill. Oh yeah. Cool. Don't let him go. That's a giant bluegill. I like that. Alright. Moved on around. Switch back to the Kitech. I had a Bobby Garland on, but it got broke off, but you probably won't know about it because it didn't catch no fish on it. So, Kitech's been working today. I'll keep running that. Let it sink down bottom and just barely bring it back. And give a little pop here and there. There's a pop. Is that the target species of the day? I believe it is. I believe it is. Yes. Beautiful. Oh, crappie, dude. Haha! That's a nice one. He's alright. I wouldn't call him a slab, but that's a good looking crappie. Beautiful fish. One of my favorites to target. Check him out in this cool, clear water. There he is. See if his friends are out there. Aha! They're out there. They're out there. He thinks he's a bass. He's jumping up on the surface. That's another pretty meaty crappie. Old paper mouth guy. Yes, sir. Beautiful fish. They're all beautiful. Thank you, friend. Stinky old crappie. Could smell you on my hands. Stinky old crappie. I'm a big fan. Stinky old crappie. I'm gonna find you. Stinky old crappie. But I'll release you. These waders, I'm able to wade out on these shelves. And it drops into the deep hole in the lake right here. That's 15 feet more that I'm able to get out into this lake. Ashley bought me these waders. It's probably one of the best gifts I've ever received in my life. Use them all the time. There's a fish on. If that's a crappie, that's a magnum. It's probably a bass. But I have been wrong before, and I will be wrong again. Oh, it's a nice bass for the 2-inch freaking Kitech. Holy cow. Never know what's going to happen when you go fishing. Came out here trying to make a crappie video today. It's probably going to be a multi-species affair. Caught some decent bass. A few good crappie. And some Mondo bluegill. This is probably the best bass of the day right here. It's one of the better largemouths I've caught this year. Here he is. I'm in Ohio. A 2-pound largemouth is a big deal. I don't see them that often. That's a nice bass. I don't care who you are. We need to get out of the water to deal with this dude, but that's a nice one. Need to fetch my hook grabbers. My hook grabbers. That's a nice bass. Pliers back in the pocket. Lost them in my last video. Here we go. Back in the pocket. Hey. That's a chunk. It's a nice little chunk. Let's get him in the sun. Look at there. See, I'm learning. I'm learning about shot framing and all sorts of neat things. That's a nice bass. Probably a 2-pounder. 2-ish. I will take that. Let's let him go. We've had our fun. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, he's ready. There you go. Go on. It's all muddy right here. I know it. Oh, still right here by my feet. There she goes. Yes, sir. There's a bite. I'm thinking that's a crappie. That felt like a crappie pop, crappie thump. Yeah. He's angry. That's a good one. That might be the best one of the day. Hey. Hey. Nice. Barely hooked in the paper mouth. That's a good one. Probably 13-incher right there. We like it. That's a good fish. That's a good fish. Be a crappie. That's crappie. Haha. That's a good one. He barely ticked it. Barely ticked it. All right. That's another good one. Right in the lip. It's probably 13. Solid 12. Cool. Got good fight in them. I love crappie fishing. This is big sister out there. Let's see if we can catch her. It's a nice bite. That was a good thump. Party time on the water, catching fish. It's a slaughter. It's a nice crappie. That might be the best one of the day. This one might be marching its way into the video. Yeah. Let's see if we can get her. Yes. Yes. That's a big one. That's what we were looking for. Oh, yes. Big crappie for Ohio. That's a giant. That's a nice one. Old neighborhood pond. Big old crappie. We got to put them on the pole. Let's just double check. That's right there at the end. Yeah. We're calling it right there in that half-inch zone. So half-inch. Half-inch margin of error. But I'll put it down right here on the bottom. You know how I do. Cool. See if there's any more of them out there. That was bitching. Nice crappie. That's the fish we wanted all day. All right, rod benders, rod benders. Had a heck of a day on the water. These kind of days are running out on us. Fall's coming, it's getting cold, it's chilly. Running out of daylight early. But we had a great multi-species day. 2-inch Kitech for the win. Put us on some good bass, bluegill and crappie. We're going to keep going with what little bit of daylight we have left. So if you see a dark catch just previous to this outro, then that's what's going on. I try to do everything in chronological without too much tomfoolery in the editing room, but you know, sometimes you got to do what you got to do to make it entertaining. Please like the video. Subscribe to the channel if you've done so already. Thank you very much. And until next time, go get some bend in your rod.